Hi everybody, so my client's back and today we are going to do a gorgeous blue design and I'm going to do some nail shape corrections because her nails are growing down and eventually it will cause a lot of lifting, so we are going to correct that today. But first I'm going to start off by removing all of the bling off of her nails, and when that's done I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all the glitters and the colors. And as you can see, her nails have lost their shape a little bit. They were coffin shape and now they're almost round. That's because of her job, but we are going to fix that all later on. Yeah, so first I'm just going to remove everything and see if there's any lifting, but looking at it right now, I don't think that there will be any lifting going on today. And once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the cuticle tissue off her nail plate. Just using this small round bit and very gently removing all that tissue and make sure that her nail plate is nice and clean for some product application. So next I'm just really going to scrub the nails, make sure that all the oils and dirt and all that sort of things are gone. And when that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my rubber-based gel clear. And I'm just going to apply it over the entire length of the nail. So next I'm gonna go in with my acrylic gel cover pink, and I'm going to use a fair amount because I'm going to do a nail shape correction. So I'm just gonna fill in that gap with a new nail growth, and I'm going to pull the rest of the product over the length of the nail. Make sure that it's thick enough that I can remove product later on underneath, and yeah, make sure it's a nice pretty straight nail again instead of a nail that's growing down. Yeah, so this will take a little bit more time, so if you're going to do that with one of your clients, make sure that you've got enough time to do this. But yeah, I'm just gonna pull it over the entire length of the nail. I'm gonna make sure that the free edge is going to be a little bit thicker than I would like, so that later on I can remove the product nicely. Yeah, so I'm not worried about how the product looks per se. I'm just making sure that there's enough product there so I can do the filing. So I'm not really worried about the overall shape. because I probably won't have that much filing to do later on. As you can see, it's getting pretty thick, but yeah, that's what I want right now. So this nail is even worse. It's growing like way down. Yeah, so I'm using even more product because I will have to do a lot more of a correction. I will have to file a lot more product away underneath. Of course, you can choose to clip off the nails, but you know, then you would have to apply a nail form, which is extra work, and you know, I just prefer to do it this way when there's already a nail. Sometimes I will take them all off, but that's got more to do with lifting or other issues. But if the nails are fine, I'm just gonna leave it on, apply a thick coat of product, and yeah, just basically file it away later on underneath. So again, I'm not too worried about the overall look. I'm only looking if it's evenly thick, because if it's not, it's going to give me issues later on when I'm going to remove the product underneath. So first I'm going to start off with some hand filing as usual, and just going to create the general shape, which is coffin again, of course. Yeah, so I'm just doing the basic shaping, making sure my side walls are straight, my lower arches are straight, and once that's done, I can take my e-file and do the rest of the shaping. So that's all done. Next I'm gonna go in with my electric file. I'm just gonna start from the bottom using this barrel bit. And I'm just going to thin that out real good. And once you've got that done, there's not that much product left to remove from the top side, so it might seem thick, but once you've made a correction and you've got a thin free edge, there's not that much left to do. So it's always a little bit weird when you do a nail shape correction like this. You always have to go against your feeling to apply that much product. And but yeah, it's going to look very pretty later on. And finally, I'm going to do some last shipping with my hand file because I just think that, doing it this way, it will make sure that everything is very nice and crisp. And yeah, you can just check everything again, make sure it's all flush and straight. And, yeah, so I just like to finish with my hand file like this. So next I'm going to use this gel polish number 241 because I think it looks really pretty on top of a pinkish undertone. This will make it look like a real nude color and, in the process smooth everything out. You could apply, your art straight onto the cover acrylic pink. But I really like how this looks. Yeah, it takes away that really pinkish tone, and with certain types of designs, I really like it. That is more of a cooler tone. And once that's cured, I'm gonna go in with a sponge and some black with a very pigmented black paint gel. And I'm just going to create a ombre or fading, whatever, like a black baby boom. Yeah, so I'm just going to sponge it on there. I've only applied the color in the middle section of the sponge, on the edge, so nothing on the outer edges, and that will give me room to do the fading or the ombre, whatever. Yeah, and I really like how this looks. It's pretty easy to do. You don't have to use a lot, just a little goes a long way. As you can see, I've got a little fuzzy in there. Let's take that out because I do want it to look nice, and well, I just want a nice gradient, like a soft gradient. And just some extra on the lower part of the nail, just to make it really, really black in that part. Not too high up, because I don't want to ruin my fading, my ombre, my, yeah. And it's really pretty, and it's pretty easy to do. And once that's cured, I can go ahead and apply my no glance top coat, because the nail art is going to go on top of the top coat, because I hate doing top coat around flowers. I just really like them on top, and it holds perfectly. When they come back in about 3 to 4 weeks, it's still on perfect. You don't need to top coat around it. Yeah, so on with the next nails. Well, basically I'm just going to paint them all the same color. So that part's easy. And as you can see, I've grabbed some bling. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go in with my rubber-based clear, and I'm going to apply all the blingies inside of this layer. So I've grabbed some pretty blue stones, I've grabbed some black, I've grabbed some white stones, and I've grabbed some caviar beads. I'm just going to create a pretty design. I've got something in mind, but it will all come together once I'm applying it onto the nail. I don't always quite know which direction I'm going, but I know what look I want, and yeah, in my opinion, it came out pretty good.
And as you can see, I've grabbed some bling. I've grabbed some black. I've grabbed some white stones, and I've grabbed some white stones. I've grabbed some black. I've grabbed some white. I've grabbed some black. I've grabbed some white. 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 I've grabbed some white.
So next up are the caviar beads. I haven't cured anything yet. I'm just gonna grab some nail art glue. It's just a very thick no wipe gel. And I'm going to grab 2 sizes of caviar beads. I did grab too much of the bigger size because I've only used a couple, but it's fine. I've used a smaller size quite a bit more. Yeah, so I'm just going to roll them around in the nail art glue. That way they are fully covered, and it's very easy to apply them onto the nail like that. I'm just going to grab them and place them around a couple of stones. Nothing too much, but just to give it that extra nice look. And as you can see, that bead was too big, so I really needed the smaller ones. Yeah, and in the end, it will be all very, very pretty. So next I'm going to seal everything in, and I'm going to use my nail art glue. I'm just going to go around the bigger stones like that, flash curing in between. Don't need a lot of time, just a couple of seconds, and it will hold its place, perfectly until you do a full cure. And next I'm just gonna work on these bare sponges. Yeah, just get my gel in between there because I don't want my clients to lose their stones even when they're working in a factory or something, doing hard labor. Yeah, So I'm just gonna do that on the entire nail and just work in sections. I'm not gonna do it all at once because the gel will start to run, and it's pretty hard as it is to keep it where you want it and not look bulky. So I'm just gonna work it like that. And I absolutely love this little light. It has a sensor, so I don't have to push the buttons all the time. It will just, go on whenever you get your finger underneath. So next I'm gonna go in with some dark blue and light blue acrylic. And I'm going to create some lovely roses. And they're going to be flat, but also 3D, and I'm creating them on top of the top coat. Because I've already top coated this nail. I really don't want to have to put the top coat later on around the flower, and there's no need for that. It will stick perfectly to the top coat just like that. And I'm sorry that my hand is constantly in the way, but it will be better. I promise. But you have to get the pedal to go in the right direction, and you have to turn your hand in a certain way to get that done. So I'm sorry, but this leaf is going to be downward, so I'm not going to be in the way that much. So in this nail, I'm going to make only half of a rose. Yeah, I think it looks really playful not to do the entire flower on every nail, just, parts of it. And I'm really starting to like how it's all coming together, especially with the bling next to it. I think is gorgeous. And the same thing on this nail, just a part part of the flower, not the entire flower. And I've added a little bit of bling on these nails because I thought they were missing something. But, with the bling on it, I think it looks great. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep them really flat. I don't want her to get stuck behind anything, although, she wears the most crazy things out there, so I don't know why I'm actually worried about that. And here are her nails. I think they came out gorgeous. They're straight again. I love the blue and the black and the white bling. So yeah, very happy with it. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've liked this video and I wish you all a very good day. Goodbye.